Hello, hello, hello. It's a brand new day, and this is our morning connection. How are you doing this morning? I am Skip LaCour. I'm so glad you are here today, joining me for our daily check-in, our daily discipline, our habit, our ritual of two men, just a little bit older, going through this journey of life, checking in every single day to put our game face on. Get ready for each day. What are we going to do today that's going to put us ahead? More than just checking off the boxes, more just living life. We're going to experience it fully, right? What'd you wake up this morning? What'd you say you're going to do today that was going to put you ahead? Not just check off the boxes, not just pay the bills, not just do what you're told to do. You're going to beg, borrow, steal the time, whatever it takes to do something that's going to put you ahead. I want you to think about that every time you hear the music coming on, you hear me pop on to your Facebook page, if that's where you're watching me live every single morning at 3 a.m., or you watch me over on YouTube. I want you to think about that. What is it today? All right, little by little, we'll piece this together, creating that life that we want, getting that sense of control every single day with these patterns, with these rituals, with these disciplines. You know, sometimes we can't really fully appreciate all this little bit of work that we're doing every single day. Every single day that you're showing up and connecting with me, I mean, you can't help but benefit when you're thinking about you and your life and, getting more and more and more clear. It's just impossible not to benefit. Sometimes we just don't realize it until we look back on it. What if you can really appreciate it fully now, all the work you're doing on yourself? Every time you watch this in some way, shape, or form. Whether I say something that is just exactly what you need to hear today as you take on this day, or you're trying to make sense out of something that happened yesterday or the day before. And I hope I bring that something to you. I mean, I just talk about the organizing principles to success, to happiness, to control. Let's start there. Control, just get your mind right, to take on the day, do the things you know you should do. That's what this is all about. Whether it's something I say right now that's exactly what you need, or I just plant a seed, and maybe 3 weeks from now, oh yeah, I think this was what Skip made me think about when I watched that morning connection. I'm so glad you are here. Thank you so much for the emails, the direct messages, telling me what you're getting out of this time that we spend together. Thank you so much for the likes, the loves, the shares, again, the comments. Whether you're on YouTube, thanks for the likes. Make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you are being notified for every time I do go live, that you get reminded. But by this time, it's a habit, isn't it? Hey, and this time that we're going to spend it together, I'm going to talk about, do people know your power? Do they really know the value that you want to provide them, or this superpower, this exchange of energy, of information, of your presence that you want to make your impact on other people, one at a time, whatever it is for you? Do people know it? Are you sure they know it? A lot of times people say people are this, people are that. It's tough to get breaks and things like that. And, a certain perspective. I'm not living your life, just giving you some things to think about. Many times I talk to a lot of men, and it's not usually after they have the one-on-one coaching, like we're weeks or months into our time together, we're getting them clear, more focused, more belief on the options that are available to them to make those feelings, emotions. I mean, that's what we want out of whatever goals, whatever we're trying to do. It's feelings and emotion for ourselves, for our family. That's what we want from them. So, usually, it's something that I get in a pattern because, with me, I'm talking to you virtually right now. Most men I talk to on the phone all over the world, from early in the morning, late at night, all right? All day long, I talk to at least a few men every single day. And so I don't have the opportunity to see things like body language, right? The movement, those type of things. Those are influential. That's a way of communicating more than the words they say. But I'm very keen on the voices because that's all I hear all day long, right? It's like a a blind man can't see, all right? So other senses, like his hearing, will make up for it, right? So that's the way it is for me. But I can't be influenced by, body language or your presence or those type of things. So it's all by voice qualities. So I've become very clear and keen on all the different distinctions, all the differences in voice qualities. All right, and it's a very influential part of when you're trying to get your message across to other people. How much do you pay attention to that? Because like I said, I talk to dozens of men. I'm not necessarily talking about the men who I've worked with, we've have a relationship with, because this is something that I talk about and I help them establish from the very beginning. But I do talk a lot of men, it's maybe the first and only time they talk to me, and they talk about frustrations with whatever it is they're trying to get, right? A lot of times they may blame other people. Somehow they're not getting a fair shot here or there. Or people aren't buying into whatever they're trying to convince them of. Influence. They don't feel they have enough. There's a lot of frustration with other people. One thing I notice about their voice qualities is how slow they speak, how static they speak, the lack of inflections, right? Very low, very mellow. Right, and I get that, right? I get why that is. You want to be logical, you want to be measured in your approach. You don't want to be one of those guys who are all out there, all crazy, right? That's not my personality, Skip. I get all that. Definitely, I get all that. When I think about my journey, I was a person who really worked on whatever I was doing, whether it was training or writing or whatever it is. I worried about me and what I needed to do to be good at whatever I was doing. Right? Whatever I was doing, job, task, strategies, I really worked hard because in my mind I thought, if you're really good, you'll be undeniable. People will see it. They'll notice it. How can you be denied if you are so good? And what I realized over life, as we're older, we learn these life experiences. We can either adapt or stay the same, and then we say life sucks or it doesn't pay off to the level we want, life isn't fair, whatever, right? But I realized I can be as good as I want to be, and that would be okay, especially if that's the bullseye you're shooting for. If with the tactics, the strategies, the work that you're doing, you can measure that if that's good compared to other people, especially if that's all you're focusing on. But influence, how it influences people, how it's being received, the impact, that's a whole different story, right? That's a whole different strategy than just being good. You can be really good at what you do, and you probably realize this too. Maybe you've gone through this journey, this realization too, that I did years ago, that's only going to take you so far, and it can be very frustrating, especially if you become better and better and better at what you do, and you look around and say, I'm just as good as that guy or better. Why is he getting all of this impact? Why are other people buying into his reality? It's not that good, or I'm just as good. What's the difference? And it's this thing called influence. I want you to think about, your voice patterns, and what made me think about this today is that, I want to do this connection more about the connection. There'll be a lot of times where I'm going through something that's really passionate, emotional for me, or a life lesson I learned by talking to, whether it's one of my one-on-one coaching clients and the experiences they're going through, or, just one of the people I talk to all the time. I make myself available to just men all the time because I love to learn, I love to help, I love to get better and better at my craft. So I put in my work every single day, new people, all right? And, the pattern of speaking, there's just no excitement in it, that transfer of energy. So my question is, if you're really good at what you want and you're frustrated that you're not getting the impact, how do people know what you're saying has so much value besides they just know? How do they know? You're the guy, you're the person who's really good at what you do. You're trying to influence other people who don't know about this. That's what your job is, to introduce them to a new thought, idea, concept, your abilities. They don't know. How would they know? Right? How would they get interested? How can you get them into it, right? So they can learn more, because they have to learn more before they buy in and see the value that you provide. Do your voice qualities support what it is? Is your frustration with other people because you're not making the impact? right? Is that well placed? Like I said, so when I come here, sometimes, I'm really excited. I really feel whatever it is I'm coming to you with. And I love those mornings, right? Where there's something out of the top of my mind. All right. So like I get up very early in the morning, probably, no more than 20 minutes before I turn on this camera. Sometimes I don't have this brilliant emotional topic to come to you with. But I want to do this continual, this connection, right? So I realized, and I said to myself, I go, well, Skip, you have something to say, and when I turn on this camera, I hope something comes through me that's of value to you. I love when you guys give me your comments. It gives me, more. Well, there's just something that I say that may not mean a lot to me. That means a lot. Maybe it's a connection. Maybe it's something I say. And I said to myself, you may not have something or know what you're going to say that's so powerful. You may not come with just a direct message, but just connect. And whatever you do, show up with passion. Show up with enthusiasm, even if you have nothing to say, right? Because, again, if you want to make that impact, you can't just hope. Just doing the job, that's better than most, right? But if you're not making the impact, do people know? Why should they get excited about what? They don't know what's in your head. They don't know about your history. They don't know how good you are. They got their own lives. They got their own problems going on. They got their way of seeing the world. You need to draw them into your reality and show them the value. Can they tell it in your voice? Right? There's a lot of men I talk to, and they talk about the frustration, the drag in their voice, like this is so frustrating. So whatever they're saying, this is so frustrating. This is so frustrating. This is so frustrating. Or why can't it be this way? Or slow and methodical, and very each point being drawn out slowly, right? I know there's a time and a place for that, but if you're not making an impact, I want you to think about your speaking patterns. That was probably one of the biggest impacts. Some things that I learned from some coaching that I got, and it was an indirect way. It's probably the number one thing that I would have you think about, especially if you're not making the impact. Do you sound enthusiastic, excited? Can people just, if they watch you across the room talking about whatever it is you're talking about, right? Because, if you're going to talk, right, you want to make that impact. Can they look at you from across the room and see your body language? Even if, could they feel even that you were talking to the phone, that you were excited about it? Would they see visually or feel your facial expressions? All right, the brightness in your eyes or the intensity of what you're saying, whatever the body language. Couldn't they just assume, wow, I don't know what that guy's talking about over there, but I'm drawn in because he's really excited about what he has to say. Because if you can't show excitement for what you're saying, it's going to be really hard to have that impact. And I'll tell you, a lot of times that people get consumed with how they're coming across or what people might think. I'll tell you this, whatever you say, it's not gonna make an impact on everybody. People aren't gonna be interested in what you have to say. What you have, I don't care how enthusiastic you are. It's not what they want, and that's okay. But I'll tell you this, sometimes you can't have everybody like what you say. All right, they're not, because everybody isn't everybody's cup of tea. But I'll tell you this, they will respect what you have to say if you believe in it. Hey, whatever he's talking about doesn't interest me, but I appreciate the passion. I don't know what he's talking about. I'm not interested in it, but I like the way he's living it. I love the way he's breathing it. I want some of that in my world. And will respect you that you're all in, that you're really passionate about what you're doing, that you really showed up for the conversation. All right? Get that impact, all right? Respect. Can't, people may not like everything you say, but they can respect your heart, your passion, your being all in what you're saying. So let's see. I want to always acknowledge you for being here. Want to know if this is making an impact, making you think about what you're doing, your journey, how to become even more influential. Let's see here. Chad, good morning, sir. Good to have you here, Chad. Brian, good morning to you, sir. Brad, happy Friday to you. Cold again in Pennsylvania. Hello, Mark. Good to have you here. And Pete, good morning. All right, guys. So it's a message for today. All right, reach out to me. I've turned this, what I do, okay, but with, you may have watched 1 or 2 or 20 of my workouts for older men, right? That's what my fitness show is all about. I love my show. I always reach out, guys, give them that one distinction, one strategy with their fitness. This morning connection is about mental toughness conditioning. I hope you're getting one distinction, one strategy that's helping you get those feelings, emotions that you want through your goals, right? But the weekends are turning. That's the time that I've found is where I talk to you the most. And so here we are, right? So with the weekend coming up, reach out. Seems like Saturday mornings, Saturday afternoons, and Sunday morning, they do a lot of connecting. I love it. I love it working into my weekend, right? So reach out to me. You can go to talkwithskip.com. Go ahead and schedule some time so you can plan it around your week. You can go to talkwithskip.com. Spend 10 or 15 minutes talking. Again, I don't charge for it, just talking to you, just connecting with me. Go there right now. Schedule some time. You can even schedule it during the week, but on this week, that'll be great for both of us if you schedule that time in there, okay? All right, so remember that when you're a little bit old, we got to take on every day, weekends, mornings, afternoons, every single day. We got to take it all in with a sense of urgency. We got to take it in with enthusiasm too, right? Let the world know how passionate, how enthusiastic we are. Let's do our bit besides just doing a great job of what we do. Let's sell it. Let's persuade. Let everybody know that, what's he talking about? I want some of that, all right? So you can help other people make that impact they want, but also, take care of yourself at a higher level. We got more time behind us than we do in front of us. And when we're a little bit older, got to live with that sense of urgency, produce, make that impact, live, talk. If you're going to talk, lean in with that sense of urgency. Take care of your physical body, right? Health is so important at this age, right? Let's do it all. Let's love, connect. Do your thing. This is my thing. Do your thing with a sense of urgency. Got more time behind us than we do in front of us. Everything runs in patterns. Whatever it is you want, even coming across with more power, more influence, more enthusiasm, there's a pattern, right? Everything, no matter what it is you want, how long you've been trying, I don't care how old you are, can I do this at this age? Whatever it is you want, you focus on, you figure out the pattern. Everything runs in patterns. Some things are more complex than others. If you see somebody your age, I don't care who they are. If they've figured out the pattern, so can you. Everything runs in patterns. It's just a matter of time before you figure out when you're committed. Right? Let me help you figure out the patterns. Reach out. Let's talk. I talk to so many men, right? If you're loving these morning connections, I could probably help you figure out the pattern. 5 or 10 minutes. Reach out, right? Maybe that's the first stage of the pattern, the puzzle you need to figure out. It's reaching out to me. We made this connection here. Let me help you figure out the pattern. All right? Have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day, all right? Remember to expect the best from yourself. Expect the best from your efforts. Get enthusiastic about your efforts. Expect the best from other people. They'll get you, especially when your passion is undeniable and so obvious. Expect the best from yourself. Expect the best from your efforts. And expect the best from other people. They'll get you. They will. Just be resourceful, be gritty, be mentally and emotionally flexible, be influential, be persuasive. All right, expect the best from yourself, expect the best from other people, and expect the best from your efforts. And have a great day.